Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The love of my life, Dak Prescott's fiancée Sarah Jane Ramos gives sweet engagement message. Dak Prescott got engaged to longtime girlfriend, Sarah Jane Ramos around 4 months back, but did not get to celebrate it until recently. On her Instagram, Sarah Jane Ramos managed to post a number of pictures where the couple can be seen celebrating her engagement to Prescott with family and friends, and their daughter, Margaret Jane Rose. Dak Prescott started dating Sarah Jane Ramos back in late 2023, and the two share a daughter together, with another girl child on their way. The two have openly shared their relationship statuses and updates on their social media, with Sarah often showing up to cheer during Prescott's games. Meanwhile, Sarah is an avid golfer, with Prescott even going as far as to propose to her on a golf course last year. In other news, Dak Prescott's brother Tad Prescott came out in support of his brother amid criticism of the quarterback for not performing well enough to lead the team to the playoffs. A few days back, Tad Prescott discussed the same in the Unwanted Opinion podcast and remarked that since it is a team game, his brother should not be the only one who gets blamed for the Cowboys flunking this year. The Dallas Cowboys finished the 2024 NFL season 7-10 in the NFC East and lost their very last game against the Washington Commanders with a final score of 23-19. While their offense definitely had a number of issues, Dallas' defense also showed a number of loopholes, which need to be sorted out before the team can move on to the next season. Dak Prescott was the 135th pick in the 4th round of the 2016 NFL Draft and was selected by the Dallas Cowboys, whom he has been playing for since 2016. Before that, Prescott played college football for the Mississippi State Bulldogs from 2011 to 2015. 4 years of evidence show how dominant Micah Parsons can be when he is competing on a football field. In fact, his absence for an extended time in the 2024 season showed how much the Dallas Cowboys miss him when he is unavailable. Usually, Parsons puts his talents on display, make a ridiculous chase-down play, or bulldozing through an offensive line to swallow up a helpless quarterback in the backfield. However, this past Sunday, Parsons took the spotlight without his pads on to compete in a skills competition at the Pro Bowl games in Orlando. He faced Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen in the first leg of the great football race. Parsons blitzed through the obstacles and dashed away from his competition in the viral clip. As far as footage to put on tape, this may serve as Parsons' final image to present the Cowboys before the offseason gets into full swing. Many will have eyes toward the star over the next few months, waiting to see what Dallas decides to do in terms of their future with their defensive star. Parsons is due a contract extension with 1 year left on his deal. One would assume that deal would be a guarantee to get done for a player of his caliber. But the Cowboys dragged their feet in similar situations with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb last summer. Lamb held out of training camp and Prescott did not get his extension until hours before the start of the regular season. Hopefully, the Cowboys show some sort of learning curve in their negotiations with the Lion. Chiefs Patrick Mahomes admits true feelings about Patriots, Cowboys growing up. Kansas City Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes has been an avid fan of the NFL since his childhood, which involves the Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots. Mahomes took part in Monday's media press conference leading up to Super Bowl 59. He answered questions from reporters about his outlook on the matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, also mentioning his appreciation for the two teams he watched growing up. I was a Cowboys fan growing up, and I used to hate the Patriots. More than anything, I appreciate the greatness of the Patriots more now, when I see how hard it was to do what they did, Mahomes said. Patrick Mahomes seems to be following in the footsteps of the Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots, given his historic success. Mahomes didn't witness the Cowboys' championship years in the 1990s since he wasn't born yet or was too young, but got to watch several playoff runs from them. However, he witnessed the Patriots' dynasty with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in real time, giving him an understanding of what it takes to be a winner in the NFL. He makes his 5th Super Bowl appearance, looking to win the Chiefs their 3rd consecutive title. Doing so would make them first team in NFL history to achieve the feat. Mahomes has been resilient as one of the best quarterbacks in the league, finding ways to exploit defenses and make clutch plays down the stretch. If he were to win on Sunday, the conversation of him being one of the greatest winners in NFL history will continue to grow. The craze of the coaching carousel has finally subsided at the Star. While the Dallas Cowboys' decision to promote Brian Schottenheimer sent shockwaves around the fan base, many have settled on this path, especially with the series of staffing hires made around him. Coaching business is now in the rearview. The next steps down the ladder lead to the team's dealings with some impending free agents and roster construction for the 2025 season. Micah Parsons' expected contract extension remains priority number 1 on the list, though that may not be addressed in the foreseeable future. Other key choices will need to be made, including that involving Osa Odigizua on the defensive line. While the fans may have some hefty expectations for the Cowboys in free agency, the NFL draft is likely where they will make the most noise. They have a number of spots on their roster that will need attention during that 3-day span in April. However, Dallas must address their needs on offense, and the latest mock draft from Pro Football Network has them doing just that. Their 7-round mock draft projects the Cowboys moving on an intriguing 2-round plan to fix their offense. First, the Cowboys are anticipated to pick Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty at number 12 overall, before taking wide receiver Alec Iomanor out of Stanford at number 44. Those two, especially Jeanty, would presume plug-and-play pieces at their respective skill position spots. When it comes to Jeanty, there will be little surprise if Dallas picks him in the 1st round. Jeanty is a native of Frisco, Texas, and immediately boosts an almost barren running backs group. Connections with the Cowboys and Jeanty could heat up even more as the draft nears. Iomanor has the more intrigue in respect to his potential of being added to the Cowboys. He is a sizable playmaker, though young for his class. As Jacob Infante explains, only a redshirt sophomore, Alec Iomanor is a big-bodied receiver who thrives along the boundary with his physicality, body control, and breakaway speed after the catch. Cowboys could be a potential trade destination for Super Bowl MVP wide receiver. The Dallas Cowboys made some offensive changes this offseason, and the big one is getting rid of head coach Mike McCarthy and promoting offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer as the new head man. Dallas offense had a rough season after starting quarterback Dak Prescott went down for the year in the middle of the season. There weren't many weapons on offense to keep the team going. The Cowboys have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb, but he needs a buddy. Dallas sits with the 12th pick and could select a wide receiver with that selection, but a big-time receiver just became available in a trade. Los Angeles Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp released a statement on Monday that the team informed him they will seek a trade for him this offseason. After 8 years with the Rams, Kupp will find a new home, and the Cowboys could be a potential landing spot. Moton's quote: 2 years ago, the Dallas Cowboys acquired wide receiver Brandon Cooks from the Houston Texans ahead of his age 30 season. Cooks filled in the number 2 receiver spot behind CeeDee Lamb on the depth chart. Cooks' contract will be void in March. Even if the Cowboys are confident that Jalen Tolbert can build on his breakout 3rd season, Kupp could be an insurance policy for a team that fielded a pass-heavy offense in 2024. Although Dallas parted ways with head coach Mike McCarthy over a contract length dispute, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer is in the mix to replace him and may carry over some principles on that side of the ball. Regardless of the Cowboys' hire as their next head coach, Kupp could be Dak Prescott's reliable short to intermediate target to move the chains. Just as Cooks was for the last 2 years, Kupp would be a fantastic addition to the Cowboys and do everything they can to improve the offense in 2025. The NFC East is only getting more complicated, with the Eagles in the Super Bowl and the Commanders having one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, Jaden Daniels. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Cooper Kupp? Leave your opinion in the comments.